We'll switch gears real quick. Bring back everybody's favorite. I don't know if y'all realize this, but politics is getting weird right now. Let's see what Marjorie Taylor Green's talking about. Because this is the weirdest shit in the world to me right now.
Back today marks two historical.
Right, The View. So let me set the stage. Remember how we were all joking about Donald Trump dying at the beginning of this year? Y'all remember that? Now, obviously he didn't die, right? So I'm gonna put my conspiracy hat on real quick, right? Put my conspiracy hat on. I think it's been made clear within the right that Donald Trump is not long for his position. I don't think he'll make it 4 years, whether he's alive or not. And if you're just reading the tea leaves, the MAGA movement in general, whether or not Donald Trump survives all 4 years, the MAGA movement in general is dying. It's just not what it was. And it was never what it was. I talked about that in the Kirk video. Like, the MAGA movement was never as big and powerful as it seems. It was influential, very influential, but it wasn't a large mass. So as we've seen the MAGA movement begin to fracture and wither in the last 6 months, we've seen various players on the right start to jockey for position, and it's weird. Something's happening. It's definitely a threat. So here's Marjorie Taylor Green a month ago on The View. Now I need y'all to understand, Marjorie Taylor Green, it was as extreme as it got, was a legit QAnon believer and complete nut job here in Georgia. But somehow she's, through whatever help, whatever publicist, I don't know who got her on The View. I cannot believe she was on The View. But here she is on The View.
Milestones, we have officially tied the record for the longest U.S. government shutdown ever. It's you, Joy.
Oh, Joy. I was so taken by your suit. So, Trump is reportedly calling his MAGA cronies because they say that you're slamming Republicans too much. Well, you're taking my job. You're slamming Republicans a lot on topics like healthcare, the Epstein files. We know he's still your favorite president. I mean, Truman is mine. I dated him.
I did not date Donald Trump, but I do love him.
You do love him, yeah.
Yes, I do.
All right, well, whatever. So when was the last time you spoke to him? And what's with the tension between the two of you? You may love him, but he may not love you back right now.
Well, that's okay. I mean, Donald Trump, he usually yells at everybody, so we're all used to it. But he's the president of the United States, and here's something you all may not know about me. I think a lot of people on the left are learning that when I ran for Congress in 2020, I ran criticizing Republicans and Democrats equally, because I come from a...
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. CB Praxis says this is a great example of revisionist history by libs coddling fascists in 4K. It is. This is why liberalism leads to fascism, because they do shit like this. This is Ezra Klein. This is insert whoever host you can think of. They do this shit. So Marjorie Taylor Green ran on an extreme, ridiculous platform of MAGA nonsense. She did not run as a moderate. She did not run as a centrist. She did not run as a regular conservative. Marjorie Taylor Green was doing QAnon shit. Let me see if I can find some of her old shit.
Hey everyone, this is Marjorie Green. I'm excited to talk to you guys today. I want to go through the entire story of everything that's been going on. Have you guys been following 4chan, Q, any of that stuff? Anybody? It's a story that if you were actually to write this in a book, honestly, I probably would quit reading the book because it's so unbelievable. It's an anonymous person. All right, so Q is a patriot. We know that for sure. It's not just Democrat and Republican, left and right. You can dive down in that civil war into deeper levels where we have basically the deep state is fighting back against President Trump, the loyal people in his administration, and the American people, okay? I mean, is it gonna be true?
Right, so this is who Marjorie Taylor Green is. This is the real Marjorie Taylor Green. And this is what got her elected. She was elected with this out there, right? So to see her on The View trying to be normal and to have the people on The View normalizing her, that's the dangerous situation we're in. Another person we gotta talk about is Tucker Carlson, and I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just gonna say the gay Mexican neo-Nazi.
Nick Fuentes, thank you for doing this. Yeah, thank you for having me. I wanted to meet you.
I'm not even gonna watch this. Catboy? Oh, the Mexican neo-Nazi Catboy? I like that. Yes, he's Mexican. Well, you know what? I mean, let me be careful. Yes, he's Mexican. Yes, he's a neo-Nazi. Yes, he's a white supremacist. whether or not he's a cat boy and queer is heavily substantiated rumor. And so right now there's a huge, and this is kind of indicative of what's happening on the right now. First off, a lot of these America First people are not white. Y'all know that, right? Like a lot of the grapers are Asian, South Asian, East Asian, Mexican. They are not like the grapers, the hardcore grapers. Whenever you see them out in real life, they're never white kids. This is a well-known thing. Ian Miles Chong. I don't know if they're pick-me's. This is a thought I've been playing with. There's something about the Nazis and Hitler that attracts a certain type of guy based solely on anti-socialism. You know what I mean? Like, I think about Kanye West, who rolls with Nick Fuentes. There's pick-me behavior, but yeah, it's more about the contrarian. It's more about like, I want to show society that I'm willing to be completely against the norms of society. What is the most abnormal against social decorum thing you could do? You could be a Nazi. And if you sit and you analyze Kanye's Nazi arc, that's really what that was about. You know what I'm saying? Not that Nazi doesn't have a ton of anti-blackness and anti-Semitism in there. There's a difference between Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes. Like Tucker Carlson's anti-Semitism, I think fundamentally more dangerous than Nick Fuentes is, or well, maybe not Nick Fuentes or Tucker Carlson 1-to-1, but your average graper's anti-Semitism is for shock value. Tucker Carlson's anti-Semitism is for the death of Jewish people. You feel me? I need to cook that a little bit longer because that's something I just started thinking about, but there is a difference. What is a graper? Grapers are Nick Fuentes' followers, and they're incel, misogynist, neo-Nazi weirdos that are chronically online. Does that sound about right? And so getting back to the cat boy, the Mexican cat boy neo-Nazi, he's definitely being like focus tested on the right now. They are definitely focus testing Nick Fuentes as a replacement for Charlie Kirk. That is legitimately happening right now. Because the right now is separated into like three factions. There's what's left of the MAGA movement. There's the rising Christian nationalists. And then there's the traditional Republican conservatives, fiscal conservatives. And so what's left of the MAGA movement is Trump and his people. But the problem they're having, and this is the danger of so many things within the American imperial system, is that the genocide in Gaza has fractured the MAGA movement. Hassan had a great piece of analysis here where he basically was like, the MAGA movement was built on racism and hatred, and people within that movement are also anti-Semitic and Nazi adjacent and have always been. But they're being told, because the MAGA movement is still at its core a neoliberal, fascist movement, that they have to support Israel. They have to support what's happening in Gaza. And as that has become universally unpopular, bipartisanly unpopular, both the left and the right do not agree with what's happening in Gaza for different reasons. The right, this has given energy and voice to Tucker Carlson, Marjorie Taylor Green, the catboy neo-Nazi Mexican. It's given them way more like cachet. They've given them more of a platform to get behind.
Because Marjorie Taylor Green, she was a QAnon person and believed in January 6th and Jewish space lasers, but you gotta give it to her. She was right about Israel. She was right about the Epstein files.
Oh yeah, Tucker Carlson, classic, crypto fascist, white supremacist, Candace Owens. He's only 1/4 Mexican. That's a strong fourth. That's a strong fourth, but I'm sure we'll go with it. The quarter Mexican, the octoroon catboy neo-Nazi. Oh, that's gonna get me in trouble. Oh, that's gonna get me in trouble. I keep seeing people. Oh my God, did I show y'all this? This shit right here is what I'm talking about. Irami Osei Frimpong, I'm saying his name wrong, I apologize. AKA the funky academic who's here in Atlanta or Metro Atlanta. And I've never had issues with dude overall. I don't really watch his content. he's a little too close to certain people in the black male intellectual space that I don't really fuck with, for my taste. And he's clearly like, all these dudes just Twitter too much fucking Twitter. Fred Hampton was asking racist whites to join in a working class coalition with him. We need to admit that the quadroon catboy white supremacists may be the white Fred Hampton. You can't expect white Fred Hampton to have sensibilities of Black Panther. Right Fred Hampton is going to bring the insight and flair of his American people, just like Fred Hampton brought the insight and flair of his American people. And this is like the worst tweet ever. And Irami, I don't know you like that. It's no shade. You should be ashamed of yourself for saying this in public. You should be ashamed of yourself for saying this in public. This was an ass take.
Read, nigga, read!
But motherfuckers get Twitter brain. And I've said shit I regret, right? And I don't think he actually believes this, but you gotta do Twitter. But motherfuckers be Twittering. That's why I don't take certain niggas seriously, because I know half of it is just for Twitter. And so this is why I don't do the you gotta give it to them shit, because they're not right, they're just correct. Does that make sense? They're not right, they're just correct. You can arrive at the correct answer for all the wrong reasons. So yes, the quadroon, what's my thing? The quadroon neo-Nazi catboy is correct that the genocide in Gaza is bad. But the reason why he lands there is incorrect on all levels. And this is just me stealing from Hassan's analysis. The modern media, liberal media, and right-wing media has been so focused on holding up the narrative that Israel should be allowed to defend itself and refusing to engage with the will of the people that they've created space for genuine anti-Semitism to take hold of a legitimate cultural narrative among American people. Folks on the left have been criticizing Israel since October 7th and well before that. And they've been criticizing it because of Zionism. They've been criticizing Zionism. But the Zionist lobby, whatever you want to call it, has made it so criticizing Zionism is inherently anti-Semitic. So now that even criticizing Zionism is inherently anti-Semitic, why wouldn't you listen to Tucker Carlson talk to the catboy, octoroon, neo-Nazi? All it is now is populism. And this is why, so the other weird thing happening, where's Zoran with Trump? So like, if you come and watch this.
He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Mm-hmm. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay, you can just say it. Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
What are we doing right now? Where are we in the world right now? What is happening? I want to be clear. I'm coming out with a video. I got a Zoran video on the main channel coming out maybe next week or the week after that. I'm going to do a very much of both sides with Zoran Mamdani. I think fundamentally Zoran Mamdani's mayorship and presence in our political reality is a good thing. Period. However, we need not, and this is the point I made now damn near 6 months ago before people got mad at me, we need not drop our critical faculties about what he represents in terms of actual leftist ideology and political movement building, which is a half measure at best and an enemy at worst. Zoran calling Trump or tacitly calling Trump a fascist to his face, does that make me happy? Yes. Overall, this interview, people are like, he owned Trump. It's like the whole own thing, that culture of what I call in the video, shout out to Onis Famoni. This was his, the Aaron Sorkin effect around Mamdani is real strong. And we gotta get off that drug, y'all. We need Aaron Sorkin effect. What is it, methadone? What do they give heroin addicts? Is it methadone? I'm not saying he's Obama in terms of his what he'll end up doing politically in terms of action. But he is Obama adjacent in terms of the cult of personality. Yeah, we need Aaron Sorkin effect Narcan. We do. Or methadone, whichever one it is. Because we love that Mamdani's winning, but we have to engage with the fact that Mamdani is still a populist. And here's what ties it all together. The reason why you're seeing Marjorie Taylor Green, what is she talking about right now? She's talking about healthcare. She's talking about affordability. She's talking about the Epstein files. And she's talking about, I don't even think she's really, has Marjorie Taylor Green came out against the genocide in Gaza? I don't even think she has. She has? Okay. Did Marjorie Taylor Green call it a genocide before Bernie Sanders? Yes, but anti-Semitically, which is also true. The quadroon catboy neo-Nazi is also on the same platform. America First, what is that? It's affordability, money for Americans, anti-genocide in Gaza. I don't know what his opinions on healthcare are. That I don't mean this, I want to be very clear because I know some of the Aaron Sorkin people are going to try to clip this out of context. But we need to engage with the fact that Mamdani's populism is not distinct enough from right-wing populism, which is why Trump engaged with him the way he did. We know because we can read between the lines and because and I want to be clear, I have good vibes about Mamdani. I think Mamdani is genuinely based at his core, okay? I want to be very clear about that. Mamdani has a degree in Black Studies. Mamdani was running the streets doing SJW shit, and Mamdani's father, PhD in Black Studies. I do not think Mamdani is Obama in terms of their core politics. Because Obama said outright that his left-wing politics, his engagement with Marxism was never genuine. And you can see that through his career. Obama always believed in the American project as it existed. But I don't think Mamdani is like that. But what I do know is Mamdani is a politician. And he wants to be in the machine. And the machine will corrupt you. And the machine will make you do compromises. And so that's why Mamdani is doing left-wing populism, or really not even left-wing populism at this point, but populism with a left-wing aesthetic. There's nothing truly leftist, Marxist, socialist, Maoist, whatever, about affordability. Yeah, Fiona's got it. I know enough people, I know enough comrades from NYC who worked alongside Zoran before his mayoral run to believe he's the real deal, even if he's not as far left as I would love. So Mamdani's populism has a left-wing bend to it, but it's not truly leftist at this point, and we have to remain critical of that. Hop Suey, is affordability capitalistic? Affordability is neutral. Because you can create capitalistic frameworks for affordability easy. It doesn't have to be socialist. It doesn't have to be planned government. It doesn't have to be specifically greater taxes. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to do that. We had, perfect example, during the pandemic, we had affordability, and then they just cut that shit off. We can engage with that, but it's not truly leftist until it's like permanently on paper.